He's America's accountant. Please welcome to the show, Dan Geltrude. He's going to set us straight. Dan, thanks for coming on. Okay, I mean, I'm sure you've been busy with questions. It's just natural this time of year. I actually filed my taxes today, believe it or not. Not a little bit of a waiting for the last minute. Yes, that's me. But so give us a little bit of a rundown. What are the expectations supposed to be like? Are we trying to dumb those down? Look, it's December the 18th this year. I mean, not December, April the 18th this year, not the 15th. Why is that? Maybe you want to give us just some basic backgrounds, and then I'll ask some questions after that.
Sure. So let's start with tomorrow is tax day, April 18th. When the 15th falls on a weekend, then you get a little bit of an extension from there. Now, the thing to keep in mind is if that you are not prepared right now to file your tax return, my advice to you is do not rush the process. And the reason I say that is because when you're rushing or asking your accountant or CPA to get your filing done on time, mistakes can be made. And those mistakes end up translating into red flags. Why? Because you want to have as little interaction with the IRS as possible. When there's mistakes on your tax return, the IRS is going to respond to you. So you just want to not do that. Now, look, when you're filing an extension, you're going to get 6 months. That's going to take you out to October 16th this year, okay? But here's the thing you have to remember. That's an extension to file the return only, not your taxes. Your taxes need to be paid. So you can't have the attitude to say, well, just extend me because I'll pay it in October. That's not how it works. You got to make sure that you've paid all your taxes now. And how would you know that? Look at last year. If you got a refund last year and you're going to get one this year, fine. If not, you better make sure you make a payment as of tomorrow to be in safe harbor.
All right, let me ask you a question. I mean, I've actually filed extensions before. A lot of times I do that, but I didn't do it this time around. But if you have to have the paperwork in, and you want to make sure that you have it right? That's what you said. Don't rush it. But if I don't rush it and I do my paperwork in a month or two's time from, how do I know exactly what I owe and what to send in tomorrow?
Right. So that's the estimate. That's why I'm saying you got to take a look at where you were last year. That should give you an idea of whether you had a refund or whether you had to pay. So if you had to pay last year, you want to make sure you give some cushion there and make your payment maybe even a little bit more, because the last thing you want to do is put yourself in a position where you're paying interest and or penalties to the IRS.
And it would just, okay, that's good. Okay, my next, there's a bunch of questions, but this Cash App thing we heard about, the Venmo, the $600 threshold thing, right? That's not kicked in yet. And the 87,000, they haven't begun to go down that rabbit hole yet. So that's still all kind of out there in the ether that we kind of talk about to make, points here and there, but it hasn't really began in earnest, I should say.
That's correct. So when we're talking about that $600 reporting requirement related to the Cash Apps, that's not kicking in until this year. So that means when you're filing your return for April of 24. And as far as all those hirings that the IRS is going to be doing, well, that's something that they're actually pursuing right now. But those people are not yet in the field. And let's also keep in mind, they are not all agents that are going to be out auditing. And I've said it before, and it's not popular, Scott, but the IRS literally doesn't have enough resources to do the basics. So they really do need more people there so that they could answer questions and provide guidance and service to taxpayers, which is part of what they do.
Well, with the labor market being as tight as it is, and we see that JOLTS number every Thursday, where are they going to find 87,000 IRS agents?
They're not. I mean, when I first saw that, I said, well, what's the hiring approach going to be that the IRS is going to be able to attract all of these accountants to be able to work for them? I don't see it happening, Scott. Right. I think they're going to end up having to hire people perhaps without an accounting background and train them. I don't know, but I simply don't see it happening with how tight the job market is, at least for accountants.
Right, and there's going to be a knock-on effect, I'm sure, with consulting and the likes, and that's going to be a big one. And like you said, and like I said, that's still kind of really to be debated. We'll see if the Republicans get along or they have some sort of compromise. With 87,000 is a lot of people, and there's a big ticket that goes with that one. So it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. But we just wanted to bring you on the day before we had to file, just to make sure that we all had everything pretty copacetic, as they say, right? Appreciate you coming on. Dan Geltrude, nothing to